We're here today, the Pilsen Alliance and members of the International Indigenous Youth Council, to continue with the awareness of the No Dapple movement. We are here in support of the efforts that began with the indigenous communities out in Standing Rock, and still here in Pilsen, bringing back that awareness.
Bank of America is using your money to invest in destructive projects such as the Dakota Access Pipeline. The Dakota Access Pipeline will end in Illinois and will pass underneath the Illinois River. The water connects us to this struggle.
I'm divesting from Bank of America because Bank of America is not only investing on the pipeline in North Dakota, but is also sending like predatory loans, you know, in our community here in Pilsen. They're also responsible for toxic swaps that is costing millions of dollars in our public schools. And so why should we invest in them if they don't invest in the community? If in fact what they're doing is taking money away from poor communities to put it in their coffers to benefit like the very wealthy. So today I think we tell them no more, and that we support local initiatives. We should take money out of big banks, out of predatory lending, to put it into the pockets of the people and help our communities.
The struggle for clean, drinkable water, but that fight is also connecting us here to Illinois, because that's where the pipeline eventually will end. But also we have problems here in Pilsen with our water being poisoned. There's lead in the water here in CPS schools. Two of the schools in Pilsen have been found to have high levels of lead, and yet they still continue to run. Nothing has come out since 2016. How is Bank of America connected to that? Well, Bank of America directly funds or directly profits from CPS schools being shut down, and has profited from the budget issues that CPS has had.
Teachers getting fired, from special education programming getting cut. They are making money off of us. They are making money off the most vulnerable.
Alderman Rosa, he proposed an ordinance about a month ago for a larger divestment from the banks that support the Dakota Access Pipeline. And we need to look at this in a bigger picture, right? Because it's not just that we're against Bank of America for one reason, right? This is a larger political machine, and these banks have been bailed out time after time, have received, you know, slaps on the wrist, and then all the burden, all the financial burden then falls on the people, and unfortunately on the poor communities. And they're going to continue to do this unless we take that first step, which is to divest. The first step to decolonizing our people is also to divest. We've only been here about 30 minutes, and the bank has already closed. They usually close at 5 p.m., but today, just for us, they closed at 2 o'clock or 2:30. So some folks still need to divest, and we still encourage them to divest, but because the bank closed down, they weren't able to divest right now. This is still a win for us, because they no longer are going to continue business as usual for the rest of the afternoon. And now we have access to all the people that are trying to come into the bank. We're going to be able to give them some of our information.
A nation state who enforces a static concept of Anglo identity as the norm, while misrepresenting and contradicting its constituents, will always be at war with itself. A nation state who fervently insists in only protecting the accumulation of wealth for the white wealthy will always be diseased. Because this
every pipeline is taken away from our Mother Earth until we know we will have clean water for future generations. We will not rest because water is life.
When I was born, project scene backdrop, beer bottles and crack rocks, front doors and padlocks, shoebox criminals, no bad